Okay, so that's recording. We're ready to go. Welcome everyone to this workshop on self-love. One of my favorite topics and one that I cover very often because it's so key to healing and personal development. I even have I think it's a 5-day course here on Inside Timer just on self-love because it's really, really, really important. Without acceptance and self-love, there is no healing. If we are judgmental to ourselves from a space of judgment and criticism and rejection, healing cannot happen. We can't move on from certain experiences. We can't grow. We need to create that space of just unconditional acceptance. And that doesn't mean that if there is something you don't like about yourself, you can't change it. Of course, that is different. That is awareness. So we can be aware of things that we don't like about ourselves. We can be aware of areas of our life that we want to improve. We can be aware of past experiences that we need to heal. We can be aware of parts of ourselves that maybe we're not particularly proud of. But one thing is being aware of them and working on them and working on healing that. And another thing is when we come from a place of judgment or being of a critical with ourselves, because then we block the healing. We block the healing. If we, hi Elena, welcome, welcome, welcome. If we think about different parts of ourselves, imagine there is a very vulnerable part of yourself that has been wounded or that has experienced some challenges, some rejection, trauma, and there is another part of yourself that is really, really critical and beating her up and constantly judging or thinking there is something wrong with her. What's that part of yourself going to do? Feel even more rejected, even more wounded, right? So we create a spiral when we judge ourselves, when we don't accept or love ourselves. We create this spiral of judgment. If you have come to some of my tapping sessions, I don't know if you're familiar with tapping, with emotional freedom technique. Have lots of sessions on that I've done here live on Inside Timer. One of the first thing we do is when we do the setup statement and we start tapping on this point, which is the first one of the sequence, the first thing we do is, even though I have this emotion or this belief I want to clear, or this memory that I want to heal, even though I have this fill in the blank, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. And we always start that way, no matter what topic we're working on, no matter what memory you're working on, no matter what emotion, what belief you want to release, you want to clear, we always start with that. And the reason why is precisely that without that love and acceptance, healing can take place. If there is a part of you that needs healing, but there is another one that is constantly being critical and judging, there's going to be that inner conflict. And it is really, really, I don't know if the word is surprising, but it's quite shocking to see how many people, and sometimes when I work in my one-on-one sessions and I say, this is how we're going to start. And sometimes I say, whether that's on a one-on-one session or if I'm doing a workshop here, sometimes I say, if you are not comfortable saying those words about yourself, you can also say, it's okay. And it's quite shocking how many people have problems with saying, I love and I accept myself. It's very common, actually, very, very common. So if you're thinking, oh, that's me, I wouldn't be comfortable saying that, trust me, you are not the only one. You are definitely not the only one. It is very, very common, and I would dare to say that maybe even more amongst women, that there is that resistance to say, I accept myself, I love myself, to show ourselves that unconditional love. So yeah, if that is resonating with you, you are definitely not the only one. You are not alone. And that's why I always cover this, well, not always, but very often I cover this topic, and I even made a full course on it, because I realized that when it comes to healing or personal growth, that was a really big blocker for people to move forward. That that inability to love ourselves and to accept ourselves. And trust me, I've been there. And and my inner critic was one of the loudest and strongest you would have ever met. So I know what it feels like to not be able to say those words to yourself. I know what it feels like to really not like yourself. And you don't like yourself because you've probably been through challenges or trauma, but because you don't like yourself, that makes it even worse. It makes it more traumatic. So it's kind of like a spiral, right? So today I want to share some tips with you, and we're also going to do a Theta Healing meditation, a very beautiful, loving, and nurturing one. So get yourself ready and comfy for that. Before we do the meditation, though, one of the main things, one of the ideas I wanted to share with you is that, hi, Michelle. Hopping in a little late. Oh, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. You're totally fine. Welcome to the session. So the key idea is that also the relationship with ourselves. So if we are able to love and accept us and accept ourselves and value ourselves and celebrate ourselves, it's also really important because the relationships you have with your partner, romantic relationships, with your family, at work, with your colleagues, with your managers, with your neighbors, I don't know, with your community, the relationships around you are just a reflection of the relationship with yourself. So sometimes we think about, oh, I just can't find the right people. The right people, I don't have the right people in my life because relationships don't seem to be working. But the thing is that once, and probably that's right. That's probably someone who's not, of any benefit, um, or there are certain negative or toxic behaviors or dynamics, and eventually you let that person go, and that's totally fine. But very often what happens is that rather than changing the people around us, and rather than focusing on changing what other people do or how other people react, when we start changing ourselves, and when we start especially focusing on the relationship we have with ourselves, that starts changing. So sometimes if you have a pattern, for example, of not feeling valued at work, not praised enough, the first question to ask yourself is, do you value yourself? Do you celebrate yourself? If you very often come across partners that don't treat you the way that deep inside you deserve it, they don't love you like healthy love should feel like, if they don't celebrate you being that partner, the first question you need to ask yourself is, do I celebrate myself? Do I honor my needs? If you get caught in that pattern of, people don't respect my boundaries, people don't care about my needs, the question is, do you respect your needs? Do you respect your own boundaries? Do you take care of yourself? Because very often what happens is that whatever the relationship with ourselves is, that's what we are projecting unconsciously. Of course, we don't do it consciously. We don't want to make our life miserable and make people treat us badly, right? We don't do that on purpose. Definitely not. But people perceive it. And if you don't value yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you don't have confidence, if you don't believe in yourself, people perceive that. People around that perceive that energy, perceive those beliefs, perceive those behaviors. And then they're not going to value, they're not going to celebrate you, they're not going to respect you like you deserve. Now, when you start treating yourself with love, with compassion, with acceptance, when you start valuing and celebrating yourself and giving yourself credit for all the things you do, for all the skills you have, then that confidence and that self-belief and that love for yourself is perceived as strength, by others, and they perceive you like someone they can't mess with, because you're not going to allow it, you're not going to tolerate it. So they're like, okay, I'm going to find someone else. And then if there are negative patterns or toxic patterns or dynamics, When you set your boundaries, because you know your worth and you respect yourself, people don't go and try to take advantage of you because they know it's not going to work. They feel your confidence, they feel your power. And then the dynamic changes completely. But you don't need to tell them to change anything. You change yourself, you change the relationship with yourself, and that shows and that spreads, and then people perceive it, and then you notice that people start treating you differently, or you attract other type of people to your life, or you're no longer interested in people who you know are not going to treat you well because you no longer take that BS. So changing your relationship with yourself is also key, not only for your own healing, for your own development, but for that it will manifest in the relationships around you. Now, self-love and confidence and self-belief has nothing to do with taking it to the other extreme and become arrogant. It's not about ego. It's not about that. It's not about feeling superior. It's not about competing with others. It's not about becoming selfish or someone who doesn't care about anyone else. No, it's not about that. And when I talk, I think in the I can't remember if it's in the course or the workshops I've done, but I always say if you feel like you're always giving, over giving, giving too much, always drain, always the rescuer, always being available for everyone except for yourself, there needs to be a balance. If we go to the other extreme, so if this is the middle, if we go to the extreme and the extreme is being selfish and not caring about anyone in your life and not doing anything for anyone other than yourself and only caring about you and your needs, then we're out of balance as well. Now, it's true that if you've been in this extreme for too long, you might need to come a little closer to this other one so you can reconnect with yourself, so you can set some boundaries and then go back to the middle. So there is a balance. Of course, if someone needs you, it's beautiful to share the love. It's not about keeping the love for yourself, if that makes sense. But when you love yourself, when you respect yourself, when you value yourself, you are in a much better position to actually help others more and to radiate that love and to be an example for people. So by taking care of yourself, you're actually in a much better position to help others or to take care of others. Now, also one of the important things to understand here is that when we have been in this extreme for way too long, or when we have a strong problem with just saying the words, I love myself, I respect myself, I completely accept myself, or looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I love you, you look gorgeous today. It's because we have developed some type of programming. We have been exposed to some programming, whether that's something we learned from our role models. So, for example, our parents, did they love themselves? Did they show love to you the way our parents or our parental figures treated themselves, treated us, and treated others? Will have a huge impact on our relationship with oneself. And also, of course, different experiences, more or less traumatic, society, everything plays a part in those beliefs. But if you say out loud that you love yourself, you're being arrogant. Or if you set boundaries, you're a bad person. If you set boundaries, you're a bad daughter, you're a bad sister, you're a bad wife or husband. If you take time for yourself, you're selfish. If you talk about your needs, you're a needy person, right? So we develop all these ideas and we associate all these ideas to self-love, and they have nothing to do with self-love. So to start getting a bit of awareness on this before we do the meditation, I'm going to invite you to say that statement out loud, even if it feels uncomfortable, just for the sake of experimenting. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Say it a few times out loud. even though might feel uncomfortable, but just for the sake of experimenting and getting a bit more awareness. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And see how that lands. Because some people will be like, feels right. So how true does that feel to you? In a scale of 0 to 10, for example, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. 2, 9, 7, 4, whatever it is. And I would love to, you can share it in the comments, by the way. I would love to hear from you. 5, great. Okay. And now see how the body reacts to that and how you react to that statement. I'm getting there. Yay! Halfway through. Halfway through. You've done 5 already. Only a few more to go. So how is that landing in the body? What parts of the body tense up? Um, uh, anything, any energies, any emotions, any sensations that are like resistance, any parts of yourself saying you can't say that, or you can't love yourself, you don't deserve it. I'm sure for a lot of people, the I don't deserve, you don't deserve it part will come up here. That what have you done to deserve total love and acceptance? You don't deserve it. You haven't done enough. You are not good enough. You have to be better. You have to achieve X, Y, Z to be able to love yourself and accept yourself. 8 for Jeffrey. Great. Great. So this is just, and by the way, if you have pen and paper handy, feel free to do some journaling or take some notes or anything that might be coming up for you. And there are different exercises in the course I have here on Inside Timer where you can take more time for exploration. So yeah, if you want to do that, but if you have pen and paper handy, you can do it here or take that question, to sit and meditate on it later. And we finish the session on another time when it feels right for you. But yeah, that's the idea, to start unraveling those beliefs that go against self-love. And it can be tricky because for a lot of people, loving oneself or setting boundaries will be something that's perceived as something really negative, as something that is wrong, and it's very difficult to fight against it. So if that's what's coming up for you, I don't care, it's just wrong. It just doesn't feel right. There's something wrong with it. I'm going to invite you to challenge that, from what we have been discussing in the session so far, and challenge that narrative. Ask yourself, who told me this? When did I learn this? Why did I learn? Why did I decide that loving myself was wrong, or that I wasn't allowed to do that, or that I couldn't do that? And start exploring that a bit more with more detail. So that's a bit of food for thought, and keep that in mind, because we're going to use that in the meditation that we're going to start in the second. Jess is saying, I'm perfect as I am. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. That's a hard one. Yeah, that's a hard one. That's one that many people will go like, no way, no way. Still so much to improve. Still so much work to do. There's something, so many things wrong with me. But yeah, the truth is that everyone here is perfect. You are perfect as you are, all of you, every single one here today, because self-love and acceptance should be unconditional. It's not about, oh, I love myself today. Today I smashed my goals at work and I went to the gym and I had a cold shower and I was super productive. So today I really love myself. So today this statement feels really true. Tomorrow, oh, I didn't have a good sleep and I woke up feeling a bit angry and moody and I was late for this meeting and some things went wrong. Today I don't love myself. No. True self-love and true, what we're talking about here is about unconditional love, the love that you would develop for a baby. Unconditional. Yeah, they might get things wrong, they might make mistakes, they might trigger the hell out of you, but you love them unconditionally. Well, same thing. That's what we're talking about. here. So enough of me talking and blah blah blahing. By the way, if you have any insights to share or have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. But we're gonna get ready for the meditation. So make yourself comfy. You can sit down or lie down, whatever feels more comfortable for you. A piece of warning here: the meditation, the technique we're going to use today with Theta Healing, it's really, really good for self-love, and we're going to clear and heal a lot of this programming that we were talking about that developed even starting from the womb, and the love that you received there when you were literally just a baby in your mother's womb. So this technique in particular can make people a bit emotional. It's a very beautiful one. So just to let you know, because if you're in a space, you know, with people around you or something like that, it might not be the one you want to do and go really deep into today. Now, if you're in a cozy and comfy space and you know that no one's going to disturb you and you're okay to go deep, it's going to be great, because we're going to be working with the subconscious mind. We're going to be healing a lot of programming. So yeah, so let's get ready. I'm going to play a bit of music in the background, hoping that you will be able to hear it, but it won't be too overwhelming. I always forget to check the recordings to see if actually sounds nice. So maybe I should make a note of that. Actually, I'm going to do that. Check audio. Right. Okay, my loves. So when you find that comfortable position, close your eyes. And let's start by taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, maybe a few times if that feels right. Making each breath a bit deeper and a bit longer. Inhaling fresh air, fresh energy. And letting go of any thoughts that are not relevant to this workshop, to this meditation. Just let them come and go like clouds disappearing in the sky, as you continue to bring your awareness to the breath, making those inhalations and exhalations deeper and longer as we slow down the rhythm of the breath and we breathe deeply into the belly. We are letting the body know that it is safe to be here, that it is safe to relax, that it is safe to go into that healing and repairing mode. Allowing all the muscles in the body to relax, the muscles in the face, the corners of the mouth softening, maybe drawing a gentle smile. Shoulders dropping, letting go of any weight that they might have been carrying. Spine feels aligned. All the muscles around the abdominal area, the rib cage, the chest, all moving freely with each breath, expanding with each inhalation, coming back to neutral with each exhalation. You can have your hands on your lap if that feels right, facing down or facing up in more receiving mode, whatever feels right for you. Just allow the hands to relax as well. Sometimes we tense up the fingers, making up a fist. Legs also relaxing, feeling heavy, grounding you into the floor. And bringing the awareness to your feet. Visualize a torrent of pure white light coming all the way from the center of the earth towards your feet. And allow it to come up along the legs, up along the spine. So you are connected deeply into Mother Earth through this cords of white light or roots of white light, while you allow this energy to go up, 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 up along the entire body, opening up and energizing all the energy centers, the chakras, the energy meridians, preparing the body, the energy body for the healing, for the energetic changes, for the energetic upgrade, and allowing this torrent of pure white light to go all the way up to the top of your head. And here at the top of your head, this energy forms a bubble of white light. And you step into this bubble of white light and taking a deep breath, you allow it to be your vehicle and you let it take you high, 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 up, 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 up. Out of the room you're in, out of the building you're in, going up, 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 looking down and seeing how everything becomes very small, like when you're on a plane and the roads, the cars, the houses, everything looks tiny because you're going so, 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 so high. Elevating yourself a bit more with each breath, going up through the clouds, through the sky, coming out of the star, coming out of the earth and into the starred galaxy. Continuing to go up, 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 becoming lighter and lighter with each breath, more and more energy, less and less matter. Going through different layers of the universe, seeing different stars, different constellations, going through different planes, different dimensions, feeling lighter and lighter and lighter with each breath. And you continue to go up, 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 up until you find a place where everything is pure white light. All you can see is bright white light, but it is a very pleasant experience to be here. The energy here is of unconditional love. And you feel one with God, with the creator of all that is, with the universe, with one another. And just being here, absorbing this unconditional love and this deep feeling of connection is healing. So take a few deep breaths, inhaling and enjoying this beautiful energy. You might feel the tingling in your energy body. You might feel like you're merging with it, like you're becoming one with it. Like your energy field is melting and blending into this field of unconditional love. Becoming one with God, with the creator of all that is. Becoming one with that source of unconditional love. Beautiful. And now I want you to visualize yourself as a baby, as a teeny tiny baby, not even born yet, but inside your mother's womb. You're just a few cells and you start growing, developing all the arms, the legs, all the organs. And I'm going to ask God, the creator of all that is, to send a torrent of healing energy and unconditional love to each one of you and everyone watching this recording, to heal, to clear, to transmute any programming against loving yourself, any stress or any emotions that you might have absorbed from your mother when she was pregnant, anything you might have heard people in your family talk about, and let them all be transmuted into unconditional love, healing and reprogramming yourself into a bubble of love. You continue to grow more and more, but leaving all this programming behind, that's not coming with you. And you're ready to be born. And you are born into a loving family. Allow yourself to have that experience of being welcome, of being unconditionally loved as a baby. And you see your mom holding you in her arms. Just allow yourself to receive that unconditional love. Even if that's not what happened, but just allow yourself here in the field, higher self to higher self, to allow that unconditional love to nurture every cell of your body. And that torrent of healing energy and unconditional love from God, from the Creator, it's still flowing, healing any painful experiences, any programming, any pain, any unresolved emotions. I want to say a few words to your mom or any parental figures in the scene here. And as you continue to grow up, you're able to walk now, maybe run around. You see yourself moving along your timeline, and allow the healing energy and unconditional love from God, from the Creator, to heal any unresolved experiences, any unprocessed emotions. Let any programming or limiting beliefs about self-love, or about yourself, or about others, or about the world, be reframed, be rewritten into more empowering ones. All the emotions released and processed. And as you do this, you might feel that you're stopping in different memories or different parts of the timeline. Just allow that torrent of healing energy and unconditional love to do the work for you, to do the healing. And we're going to do this for a few minutes. Take your time, making any stops as necessary. Few more moments to move along the timeline. Healing and releasing all that programming, healing those unprocessed emotions, unresolved memories. Slowly coming back to today, to the present moment, and taking a few deep breaths, connecting with that field of white light where we started this healing. Knowing that if any memories came up that need a bit longer, or if you know that there are more memories or more moments that need healing, you can come back here anytime. You can do this healing anytime. So if any parts of you are still waiting, let them know that you will be back, that you love them, and that you're here for them, and that you will continue the work at a different time. And now slowly bringing the awareness to the present moment, to that field of white light. Enjoying again that feeling of connection, and slowly making your way back down the same way you came up here, through different layers of the galaxy, seeing different stars, different constellations, going through all those different planes and dimensions, coming back to the earth, down through the clouds, through the sky, becoming heavier and heavier, coming back to the building you're in, to the room you're in, and finally landing back in the physical body. And let's take a few moments here to ground, to really connect the feet on the floor, connecting with those roots of white light or cords of white light, like trees that grow their roots deeply into Mother Earth. Taking a few moments here to ground your energy, to ground this healing into the physical plane, into the physical reality, into the physical body. Very important that we do that after Theta Healing, that we come back and center ourselves, that we come back to the physical body, that we take a few moments to ground and to anchor that feeling and that healing, into that physical plane. And when you're ready, you can start making any movements that feel right to the body, maybe wiggling the fingers, the toes, maybe taking a deep stretch, a full body stretch if that feels right. Listen to your body. You might feel like staying in this state of relaxation for a bit longer, and that's perfectly fine. But if you're ready, you can open your eyes and meet me back in the screen and all the lovely, beautiful souls that we have here today. I'm going to stop the music now. Welcome back, everyone. And if anyone fell asleep, by the way, which very often happens with Theta Healing, because we go into that Theta brainwave, that state where we're kind of like starting to fall asleep or those of. So if you fell asleep, if that's what the body needed, that's what the body needed. But know that the subconscious mind was still doing the work in the background. So sometimes actually it can be much more powerful if you kind of fall asleep or you like, yeah, kind of in between, because the subconscious mind is processing and doing the work, even though consciously you might not remember it. Right, so let me turn this off so it doesn't sound anymore. Oh, thank you, Sarah. This was so beautiful and powerful. Thank you. Thank you. Jay saying that was uncomfortable. Yeah, I know it can be. Thinking of being in the womb. Yeah. Jess is saying, thank you, absolutely lovely. Thank you, Elena, for your lovely words and for being here. Yeah, Jay, I get it. And I said from the beginning that it might be an emotional one. You know, that's what I gave this warning because I know that this one can trigger um yeah, lots of emotion. Trigger warning. Yeah, I should have like one of these triangles. Trigger warning, trigger warning. Yeah, because it's so deep. Because that is so deep. When we are in the like when we're in the womb, we are already absorbing everything that our mothers feel, say, all the people around us. You know, now that some of you know that I'm pregnant, and I think it was literally just yesterday I was thinking I'm doing a lot of meditation on helping the baby clear because I get upset, you know, as I also get triggered sometimes. And I was thinking, oh my God, it's so important that, you know, I don't want this to go to my baby. Of course, I'm not perfect. I'm not a block of ice. I still have things to work on. And I still get triggered sometimes, but I'm very aware of that. And and yeah, that is such a sensitive point, and we don't remember that. The thing is that sometimes when we talk about childhood trauma, or there are some memories that we are aware of, it's like, oh yeah, I remember being 5 at school and maybe being bullied, or I remember my parents, you know, not paying a lot of attention to me, or I remember my mom being super critical, or things like that. And it's easier to find those memories, but what happened before then, it's still there. It's still part of the programming. It's still something that we absorb, but you don't remember that consciously, right? So yeah, so I know that this one, um, that this one can be can be triggering, but I have to say that the biggest triggers are the best invitations to heal something, that there is something that needs to be worked on. So I used to get really annoyed when I get very triggered and I would be like, oh, you know, uh, I'm overreacting and this is so annoying and this is so uncomfortable, right? But I came to understand that when you get very triggered, it's it's a part of you saying, we are ready, I'm here, let's work together. It's not working against you, right? Let's work together. um Which music were you playing? I have no idea. I don't know where I got it from because on my phone is called meditation background music, so I guess that's something I renamed the file into. It's one of those. I can't even remember the name of the website, but probably it comes from one of those royalty-free websites where you can download meditation tracks, but I don't know exactly which one it is because I renamed it. So but yeah, if you search on one of those royalty-free websites, you get a lot of beautiful music that you can play in the background when you meditate, when you're doing healing, when you're doing ceremonies. So yeah, let me catch up with the yeah, my mom died when I was 17, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm not surprised that triggered that triggered a lot, and there's probably still a lot of accumulated or unprocessed uh stuff. So maybe this was kind of like opening the Pandora box to Hilda. But yeah, I'm not surprised. So sending much love your way anyway. And yeah, and I'm sure that um that doing that, or even, you know, like doing the kind of like the timeline healing that we did, going maybe to that memory, to that point in time, will be very helpful. Oh, thank you, Jazz. uh Lovely healing practice. Thank you. I felt a lot of emotions. It was 19 years ago yesterday since my dad passed. So thinking of my parents made me feel emotional. Yeah, I knew this one would make you guys feel emotional, but I hope it was in a beautiful and healing way. And yeah, like I said, any triggers, you know, follow them. They're not your enemies, they're your friends. So thank you, Caroline, for sharing that. And thank you, Jay, for sharing that. Yeah, you did warn me by underestimated. Yeah, you should have had the big triangle here. Next time I will remember that. Oh, thank you, Sarah, for your congratulations. Thank you. Um, uh, Yeah, there is also music on Inside Timer. Yeah, and there are some sessions when they do live live sessions when they play music and things like that. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, my loves. So so bigger warning next time. That's the conclusion for myself. But yeah, this is something that you can do anytime. So feel free to go back to it as much as you need. It's going to be recorded. And I also have a course on self-love. It's a 5-day, I think it's 5 lessons, if I'm not mistaken, that will take you deeper into the process of understanding any programming against self-love. And so yeah, so feel free to check that out. And he has also some of the deeper healing meditations, different ones. So yeah, feel free to explore that as well. If you have any questions or anything else that you would like to share, feel free to drop it in the comments. You know, I always love to hear from you. So feel free to do so. In the meantime, I'm just going to remind you of the next sessions coming up. Yesterday, I was planning the rest of the sessions between now and the end of the year, and I got shocked. I got triggered, I have to say, because I feel like the clock is ticking and there is so much I want to do. And yeah, I have 3 more sessions coming up between now and the Christmas break, because I will be going to Spain on the 13th of December. So yeah, so I realized that I literally have 3 weeks left after this one. So next, they're all going to be Thursday at the same time. Next one is going to be a special one on shadow work, because I don't think I have covered that topic here on Inside Timer. I remember a few years ago, I think I did a series of sessions on shadow work, and yeah, there is a lot to. Yeah, no, I don't think I have covered that topic here. So yeah, so that's coming next week, and we're going to be talking a lot about shadow work, understanding what it is, because I know it can be a bit scary, and some people jump into it without knowing how to do it or what to expect, and it can be a bit triggering. Again, there might be a big trigger warning for that one as well. The following week, I'm going to do a session on healing lessons from 2024. So that one is going to be very interactive. I did it last year and people really liked it. And because it was more about my personal healing and growth journey. So I did kind of like a summary of, yeah, key lessons I have learned, mistakes that I have made, so you don't have to make them. Yeah, highlights of the year, like kind of like key tips, what I have been uh, working on. So that's coming the following week, and then the final one before I go on the Christmas break is going to be a long session, a longer workshop on healing and letting go of 2024. We're going to do a fire ceremony together to set intentions, you know, to kind of like a year-end review to see what worked, what we no longer want to carry into 2025. Yeah, with the fire ceremony, there's going to be some healing as well, like today. So yeah, so those 3 are scheduled already. So feel free to click attend, or if you're not following me, make sure you follow me so you're notified of the next events. Also check out my profile for recorded meditations that I have, the courses that I have. And if there's anything in particular, any challenges you're facing, anything in particular that you would like to work on, please drop me a message and I will be happy to point you to specific resources, because I have loads of recorded sessions already on many different topics. So yeah, so let me know, guys, what you're up to. I always love to hear from you. I always get very happy when I receive messages from you. So yeah, some people say I didn't want to bother you, and I'm like, oh, but I love it when you contact me and send me a message, and that's what I'm here for, to help you. And that's why I create these resources. For the ones of you who missed it, I was it last week? No, it was the week before. It felt like a long time. I was feeling like I was missing something, and it's because last week I didn't do any live sessions here. I did a 3-day healing immersion, a series of master classes. They're around 90 minutes each. So yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, if you missed that one, feel free to let me know, because I recorded all of them. So okay, guys, so enough of me blah blah blah. As usual, we're gonna wrap up for today. I hope you enjoy that. And yeah, like I said, any questions or anything you would like to share, feel free to reach out. I'll see you next Thursday for the workshop on shadow work. And and yeah, sending much love and light to every one of you. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, my loves, and thank you, everyone who came to the session. Thank you. Thank you all. Bye bye.